This car is crazy. I've never seen anything like it. So let's talk to the owner and find out more about it.
Hey, my name's David. I got a 1957 Nash Metropolitan here, and we're watching East Coast Garage.
Before we get into everything, what exactly is a Nash Metropolitan? It's an American automobile assembled in England and marketed from 1953 to 1962. The Metropolitan was also marketed as a Hudson model when Nash and Hudson merged in 1954 to form the American Motors Corporation. In 1957, the Metropolitan became a standalone brand and was badged with the stylized M on the hubcaps and grille. The cars were also sold in the United Kingdom and other markets.
When I was 17 years old, I saw this little car sitting by a shed behind a parsonage. And so I stopped to see, if you want to sell it, because it sat there for a long time. So I went by and the preacher said, no, I'm going to fix it up. I'm going to fix it up. I never did go back anymore. Well, a couple of years went by and then the car disappeared, and then I found out that the preacher had moved. A few years later, I found another car like this, but it was convertible. It was in a garage. Lady had it, but it was real rusty. I said, well, I'll buy that one. And then she wanted a little bit more than I could afford, and so I didn't get it. 16 years later, I asked the boy, I said, think that lady still got the car? He said, man, I think she still got it. So I ended up buying it. And it was cheaper than it was when she wanted it the first time. So I started working on that one. And then a friend of mine told me, he said, man, I know a guy, he just recently died, and he had a car like this, it was fixing up. He said, you should talk to his wife. So when I went to look at the car, it was the same car that I tried to buy when I was 17.
No kidding.
So all those years went by, and I still ended up with the same car.
Wow.
And the other car too, after 16
awesome.
years.
Such a goofy car to begin with.
Yeah.
Like goofy in a good way.
No.
I don't even know what I'm gonna say yet. It's a clown car. That's all I can think of. Does a clown drive it? Have you ever dressed up like a clown for Halloween? It reminds me of like a clown car or something,
It's a little teeny. That's kind of what it would be.
If I owned one of these, I'd dress up like a clown when I drive it, at least once. Yeah, this is
And then put
great.
like 15 people inside. Well, you couldn't, but it would be funny.
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
And it's just not something that you see every day. And then when you see one, an engine isn't sticking out normally like this. This is not normal. What was your vision with this as far as the engine and just the overall vibe of the car?
You can build any kind of car and you can make it fast or not. I just thought it was cool to take a very small car and put a bigger motor in it, just make it over almost like a matchbox car.
So the first thing I noticed is the engine's halfway out of the car. It's pretty wild. I mean,
it's up there pretty high.
What engine is it?
It's actually a 496 cubic inch. It started as a 454 and it was bored and then a stroker crank. A friend of mine in Fredericksburg, New Generation Racing, he's got like a speed shop. He built the engine and
nice.
It's been really good.
What kind of power does it put out?
He said it's roughly 1,000 horsepower.
And this came with a 1200 cc 50 horsepower engine. I don't think it had enough power to pull a rope out of an elephant's ass. Now, how easy was it to stuff this big motor in
It was
here?
kind of hard. The starter, oh my God, the starter, I had to notch around in the chassis and weld plates back in it to get it so it was still strong, but yet room enough for it to sit in there. Then the starter, I had to grind a whole lot of places on that to get it to fit up in there.
Oh yeah.
It's hard. It was hard to get that part. That was probably one of the hardest parts.
Yeah, there's not a lot of room. For a little car like this, it must be completely insane.
Well, the old guy said the loud pedal, you don't hold it down long.
Yeah. Let's go on a ride in this little monster.
We can do that. It's a fun ride. What is it, thrill a minute? Something
like that. Let's go. Y'all are coming with us.
All right. Power.
This thing is crazy, dude.
I mean, she got power.
Just barely touching it.
Yeah.
Ah! Yeah.
I mean, she got some power.
She has some power. Put me in the seat in a split second.
I mean, that was just that much.
Ah, the blower sounds so good too, man. Like a lot of times, you can only hear exhaust at this point, but because your exhaust is right behind the door,
it's close.
you get to hear the blower too, which is, I love that.
Yeah.
That's how I'd set it up. I gotta hear it. If I own that, it's gonna whine at me every time.
That's right.
We're gonna do a burnout.
got the reverse valve by the transmission.
Oh, nice.
I just put it right back first. And it don't gear down, which is kind of neat.
Yeah. What transmission is in it?
It's a turbo 400.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Great transmission.
Yeah. The other car was convertible. When I took it apart, of course, it was so rusty, it just
Yeah.
was in pieces. And I thought, man, that's going to be too hard to fix. And then I found this one. This car didn't have a trunk. It was just a flat lid all the way across.
Oh, okay.
No trunk at all.
Yeah.
The other car had the trunk in it. So I said, well, I'll take the trunk out of that. Plus the whole back of the car where the spare tire goes. So I took the back end of the other car and made it in with this. And
Oh, okay.
you can't tell now that it was ever different.
There used to be a spare tire here, and now you got a parachute. That's a much better story, honestly.
The reason the parachute is on there, I put the spare tire on there and it just looked so odd compared to the rest of the car. It just didn't fit the car.
Right.
So then I think, well, it's a good place there. It's got a little mount, I'll put a parachute there. And that kind of fits theme, I guess is the word for it.
It definitely looks like you mean business in the back.
To get the wheels under the car, I had to split the car, widen it 6 inches
Oh, wow.
to be able to get the, the A-frames and everything in there, to be able to get the motor to sit in between the chassis so that where it was supposed it should be. The rack and pinion, I think I cut like 9 inches off of that. It's the A-frames and the rack and pinion is Mustang too.
Okay.
And to get that to work, I had to narrow it like 9 inches and then it fit.
Yeah.
Somewhat fit.
Yeah,
But that's why it's so high, because it's setting up out of the chassis instead of down in the chassis.
I got you.
Because there was just no room. This is actually Lexan.
Lexan, yeah.
Because when I got the glass for it, it's a 3-piece glass. Some of them had a single glass. Some of them had a 3-piece glass with a little chrome strip down it. Once the car was widened, then of course that wouldn't work.
Do you know how much this weighs?
I think it's 2,100. I think I weighed it once to get the shocks so they would still ride good. And it rides good. I said it's bumpy, but it's not. It rides good. For what it is, it rides good. It's kind of like a race car. You want it to be a little stiff.
Right.
I could have made it a lot lighter because I built all the chassis out of 2x3 tube.
Okay.
And I'm sure in the corners, instead of just buttoning it well, then I probably put a little brace in there. It's probably a little heavier than it could have been. I could have made it lighter, but
if anything, you might want a little bit of weight.
A little more weight.
Certain places.
That's right.
I've only seen one of these in person, and that was at Hot August Nights in Reno in 2019, and never seen one since.
I haven't seen any in person. I see some on the internet, because everybody's got something, and it's a few of them around. It's a lot of original ones. A lot of people, it's, a big club, so to speak, with the original ones, but I like it better this way.
Yeah.
Yeah. She just wanted to jump off the road.
Oh yeah, it feels like it's coming off the ground.
It feels like it's coming off the ground.
Yeah.
It does.
Thank you for giving us a ride in it and telling us all about it. It was super awesome, dude.
Man, I appreciate you doing this.
Yeah, man.
It's just good to get, some recognition. This is kind of more professional. Like, I think that's cool.
Yeah.
That it's worthy to be.
Oh yeah,
on your page. That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
Cool. Yeah,
and we're not only a car community, but a car family. Also, the people watching this video are part of this car family.
Right.
So thank you all for checking this out too, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks again to David for letting us feature this incredible 57 Nash. I still can't get over how wild this car is. It's truly one of a kind. Hopefully you all enjoy the deep dive into the history of these cars, along with the unique story, challenges, and custom touches that made this one so special. Up next, we got a crazy stretch K30 with a Cummins diesel swap, and I can't wait to share the story behind this beast of a truck. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.